Yeah, we can just do this. We have to wait till midday, don't we? Yes. I know we're at our like, normal time, but we can do this one last thing. I really want to unlock the new stuff, and we're right there, so I am going to go a little bit over time. That's exactly the same as it typically is. Continue main story.
Wonderific, Isobel. I can't wait to get to work on these.
Oh, what do you mean?
Isn't it obvious? The objects are unfinished. You can't present them to the deities in their current state.
I'm not following. I mean, the gift for the voice right now is poetry kind of down-talking her a little bit. And it's just a seed, which I suppose the guide wants the finished product instead.
I'm sorry, I have this bad habit of assuming everyone else knows what I know, and I just run with it sometimes. My little store is not only for trading and paid services, strictly speaking. Exchanging possessions with others is only a small part of what I do.
Oh? What else do you do then?
I enhance things. That's the primary function of my establishment. To be completely honest, I don't really care for any sort of standardized payment.
But I gave you that thing I found in heaven earlier. It sure sounded like you wanted payment for the repairs on Bliss's guitar when I did that.
That was an exception born out of necessity. I was originally given a broken guitar and I restored it. Normally that would be the end of the transaction. For me, the satisfaction of releasing the potential of items is a true payment for my services. But that man needed to be taught a lesson. The carelessness with which he handled his prized possessions, it's unbearable.
You really take it personally when people mistreat their belongings.
Everything has a soul. Objects are no exception. That's the philosophy on which I was raised. And I've learned it the hard way. Once, I even neglected an obvious neutrino surge in the gamma rotor wave compactor motor. Can you believe it?
Sure, whatever you just said.
If I'm being perfectly honest, though, I probably would have returned the instrument eventually. But then you came along and sweetened the deal. After all, what kind of man would I be if I were to decline the limitless allure of heaven dust?
Beats me.
If a customer brings me something, I'll find its optimal state and present it to them. That which is broken becomes pristine, that which is incomplete becomes a magnum opus, and so on.
It almost sounds like magic. I kind of forgot my sister's cat was in the room with me because she wasn't making noise, so I just looked over to my left and saw her curled up looking adorable. Sorry. It almost sounds like magic.
Perhaps it is in a way. Full disclosure, having this particular ability is part of the reason why the guide lets me run the Purgatory. He told me that every once in a while someone with a similar power will end up here in Purgatory. And apparently he considers it too valuable to simply let waste away. So he put me here, making sure that I can use it whenever I need to do so.
I thought he was doing you a favor by letting you have this place, but it almost sounds like it's the other way around.
I definitely need this more than he does, if you know what I mean.
Not really.
You have a point, though. It does go both ways, at least to a certain degree.
Interesting.
And now that you know the true nature of my wonderific enterprise, let me get to work. For the voice, a deity who is still very much human in her tastes, I will turn the purest of words into a book of unforgettable stories.
A storybook?
An unforgettable one.
But isn't she more of a movie person?
Don't worry, she'll love it. A great story is a great story. The format isn't as important.
Well...
Catch.
Please don't throw things at me. I am not very well coordinated.
Sorry.
He doesn't look very sorry.
And now for the guide. A deity who has everything. I will turn this shadow seed into a shadow berry.
It's a fruit.
A berry, technically.
Are you serious? This is what a perfect gift for the guide is?
Yep.
I mean, what do you get for the man who has literally everything because he's a god?
He can't get enough of them, trust me.
If you say so.
Keep it safe, he'll know if it's spoiled.
Thanks, Apechs.
Don't mention it. I just love doing what I do. I have to admit, though, transforming 2 things in a row like that, it did tire me out just a bit. So I've decided I'm closing early. Please don't tell anyone.
Your secret is safe with me.
Good. And seeing as I'm closed, would you like to accompany me to the bar?
Right now?
Unless you're busy.
Well, I probably should deliver these gifts to the deities as soon as possible, but at the same time, winding down for just a moment doesn't seem like a terrible idea. Besides, it could be my way of saying thanks for all his help. Alright, let's do it.
Wonderific. Off we go then.
Lead the way.
It seems like my usual spot is occupied by those shadow siblings. I believe they're getting married, so please don't call them siblings.
They're a couple, actually.
Huh. But they're so similar. Oh well, that's not of my business. I guess we'll just have to seat ourselves elsewhere, then. Somewhere else.
The booth seems fine, don't you think?
A position with an obscured view. We could forget to fluctuate the Remm casing.
I'm pretty sure we won't find a, Remm casing here, Apechs.
Never say never. You're probably right, though. We'll do as you say. That was weird.
What was?
My bar stool being unavailable like that. I know it probably sounds strange, but coming here every morning is my ritual, you know? And where I sit is a part of that.
You do you.
Thanks for not judging me too harshly.
Compared to everything else about our current living conditions, what you just said came off as pretty tame.
That's a good point. Thanks for sharing your perspective.
Besides, you're not currently doing that ritual of yours, are you? It's not morning and you're not alone. So you could see this as a new ritual of sorts.
True. I'll drink to that.
You're not actually drinking anything, though.
That's right, I only do that in the morning.
But you specifically said that you wanted to go for a drink now.
It's a figure of speech. You have to say that when you go to a bar.
I don't think that's right.
Then how will someone know that you want to go to a bar?
By saying you want to go to a bar? Yeah, exactly. By saying that you want to go to a bar?
But what if the bar...
Forget about it. I think I'm getting a headache.
Did you know that in the future, headaches are practically eliminated?
You're kidding.
Nope, it's true. Genetic research breakthroughs and all that.
Please take me there now.
I'm not so sure you'd like it, to be honest.
Oh?
All those scientific advancements came at massive cost.
Really? Like what?
Do you really want to know how humanity ends? I said too much, didn't I?
Well, yeah. Everyone's dead in your time?
Not everyone, but I suppose I can tell you, since we're both, well, here. What may or may not happen on Earth doesn't really matter. To us at any rate.
I wanted to go a little bit over, trying to get to the new stuff, so we could start on that next time. This little segment has been like 10 minutes long, though.
Many years into the future, there's not much land left. The vast majority of the planet is covered in water. The world ocean, and sea life has mutated to gargantuan proportions. Those who are still alive used advanced technology to keep these deep-sea leviathans at bay.
So Earth is ruled by sea monsters? That sounds like a complete nightmare.
It does, and it is. Living out our lives on floating platforms, often isolated from each other. We struggle each day to keep humanity afloat for just a while longer. And I do mean that literally, the afloat thing. But hey, no headaches at least.
Suddenly, that part of the future doesn't seem quite as enticing. I actually forgot that we got a little bit of his backstory like this, or what it was specifically. So that's it then? Humanity is doomed?
In my timeline, yes, most likely. But arriving here has changed my perspective on what life, time, and everything else truly means. Waking up, my first thought was that I had been swallowed by one of those sea creatures, and that deep inside its stomach there was a secret civilization. Fascinating, really. But nonsensical. After all, biologically speaking, that would be impossible. Can you imagine something so ridiculous?
Is it more ridiculous than dying and ending up in an afterlife where an omnipresent deity works as a bartender 24/7?
Touché. Anyway, after regaining my senses, I met the the guide. He filled me in on the state of affairs, and I've been convinced ever since that all those abstract concepts we know as humans are just that. Concepts. We know so little, Isobel. Imagine telling someone you knew in life about all this. It would be like It would be like asking an infant to detect a slight variance in the bionic ray drive pedals.
You're saying that maybe in a different timeline or something, Earth can be saved?
That's what I believe, yes. And while I won't be there to experience it, I find the thought comforting. Don't you agree?
I haven't spent much time thinking about the world of the living since coming here, honestly. I guess I'm still trying to make sense of this.
Understandable. Take it from me, you should find something you care about and dedicate yourself to it. That's how you get the most out of the afterlife.
And this something you care about, would that be the Purgatory for you?
Yep. Working with my hands, that's what makes me content. Doing what I do best, while also helping others. That has given me a purpose, even here among the dead.
So, you don't want to leave?
What do you mean?
Making peace with your death, leaving Purgatory and all that.
Oh, well... maybe someday? But for now, I've got a real good thing going here.
I can't tell if he's being sincere or if he's in denial.
Oh my, look at us. Talking about these heavy topics. I'm sorry if I've brought your spirits down.
It's fine, Apechs. I appreciate you telling me, sad as it all sounds.
Let me make it up to you. Let's do this again sometime, but we could talk about something less intense, maybe. Unless I've completely blown my chances.
Your chances?
I didn't mean... oh, look at the time. I somehow knew that line was coming. I need to open the store.
But it's almost nighttime, and we just left.
The early worm gets the bird.
Isn't it the bird that gets the worm?
Not in the future.
Uh,
I'll see you later, Isobel. Stay wonderific.
Weird. But existential dread aside, I guess I'm not entirely against the idea of meeting him like this again. You've just unlocked Apechs' route. Finally, yay! Quest log updated. Time to get the gifts to the deities. I should do it when they're both together, which probably makes the Hall of Deities my best bet. Quest log updated. New message incoming. Indolesio.
Miss, may I take but a moment of your time?
Sure.
Splendid! You see, I have a favor to ask of sorts. Though it is entirely up to you if you wish to partake or not.
A favor?
Yes, well, how to put this? It seems you've made quite an impression on my fellow shadows since arriving in Purgatory.
Really?
Indeed! And to that end, I wish to inform you that these shadows, being very much human despite what their exterior might suggest, have very human problems. The kind of problems that someone like you could very well be able to help them with, miss.
I'm not really following.
If at all possible, I'd like for your assistance in helping these shadows with their issues.
What kind of issues?
It's probably best if you ask them, miss. Ask them yourself, miss. Consider me but a humble messenger.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely give it some thought. What shadows are we talking about exactly?
Little Smiles, the adorable trickster in the making, whom you'll find in Dead Man's Park. The mystery man Roderick, whom you'll also find in Dead Man's Park. And Desdemonia, a woman yearning for her lost love, whom you'll find in the waiting hall. These three are in particular need of any potential aid that you may be able to provide.
I'm still not entirely sure why I'm the best person for this, but I'll keep it in mind.
That is all I ask. Thank you for your time, miss.
If I want to help those shadows out, I probably should do so before heading to the Hall of Deities. Oh. Okay. So we should do that before doing this then. Okay, so side stories need to happen right now. This is probably when we should also do Apechs route. And then this just gets put on the back burner for a while, I suppose. Okay. Do I just make this 2 videos now? Do I just go for like another 20 minutes or so? Start on some of the side content? Because I feel like adding that to the beginning of the episode about starting the side stories. Do you know what? Fine, we'll go for like another 20-30 minutes. Well, I'll just make this 2 videos. So anyways, I was given warning on the Discord by someone else who played early access, and then was like a little bit faster than I got through it. They said that you should do Little Smiles route after doing Apechs' route. So I don't remember if they said anything about Desdemonia's or Roderick's. So which one do we want to start with? I'm curious if I can't find that information they said about it again, though. Give me 1 sec, I'll be right back. Okay, I found it again, and it really just is just like a hint that we should do the Apechs thing before Little Smiles, but there was no information I could find on Roderick or Desdemonia. So evening, so I'm gonna have to skip through a few nights. Okay. We're gonna start with the Apechs thing, I think. Indolesio, can you please take us to our room? So that we can... My room, please, specifically. Let's sleep through the night. This will also... Rest until morning. I'm curious what the little thing here is. We basically are just going to be skipping through to do Apechs' route first right now. When you realize nothing is lacking, the whole world belongs to you. Lao Tzu. I've still yet to get the achievement, like we haven't gotten the one it wants. I feel inspired. Like, achievements. What are we still missing? Complete Act 1, Complete Act 1, Bliss, Apechs, all the side stories, Shadow, Demoralizing Advice. Interestingly enough, there are only 2 shadow-related achievements in here, but one for... I don't know what this is all about, actually. Interesting. We'll do all that at a later point. Anyways, nothing new in the heirloom collection yet, right? No. Okay. So, I'm a bit scatterbrained right now. Anyways, what do we need to do to start the Apechs route? Go to the Purgatory at evening. Got it. Roderick is... I'm bad at words. Words are escaping me right now. So, actually the only one I could start right now would be Little Smiles, which is the one I've been told to wait on. Roderick's there at evening, Desdemonia's there at night. So I really am just skipping to evening at this point. Got it. Midday, evening, Purgatory. Hey Apechs, we're finally gonna get into your route, the new stuff, finally. If it isn't same thing, okay. I don't need to read this one every time. Let's start the Apechs route, shall we? Apechs route, Future Shock. I suppose I could have gone through the Bliss route again to see what was different too. But I want to see the cool new thing. Dun da da dun 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 da 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 dun da dun da da dun da dun da dun 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 da dun dun da dun 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 dun. What's that you're humming?
I don't know.
Hmm?
Sometimes I feel like the world around us is full of sound, and I just start going along with it.
Same. That statement has so much truth in it.
Is that strange? I guess I never realized.
No, I do that too, actually. Not since coming here, though.
Huh. Oh well. What can I do for you this wonderific day, Isobel?
I was, wondering if you wanted to hang out.
Huh? Sure thing. Let me just finish off today's work, alright?
Sure.
Alright, I'm done.
That was quick.
How do you feel about following up on the new ritual?
The what? It literally happened like 5 minutes ago. You've already forgotten.
Don't tell me you've forgotten already.
I suppose it was a day in universe. It wasn't even 5 minutes for us.
It was your idea, after all. And a great one at that.
Oh, you mean the whole business about your favorite spot in the bar?
Right. I was skeptical about the booth at first, but those cushions weren't half bad. I can understand why Bliss spends so much time in there.
I don't really think he cares about the cushions whenever he's, Never mind. I'm ready to go.
Wonderific.
Yay! We get to learn more about Apechs, yay! And we're finally doing the new stuff. I'm so excited. He seems a bit distant. Lost in thought?
Hello? Sorry. I just realized something.
Oh?
These cushions.
Again with those?
I know what I like about them now. But it's strange.
Huh?
They remind me of Elder Viceroy's osmium vacuum containers.
Huh?
There's a similar elastic quality to them. But how can that be?
They remind you of who's what? Exactly? Please start making sense already, Apechs.
Oh, right. Excuse me. I keep forgetting that I can't instantly transfer knowledge to you just by mentally visualizing it. Somehow the afterlife is in many ways less advanced than humanity's future. Go figure, huh?
At least there aren't giant sea monsters trying to eat us. Is that really possible where you're from? Instantly letting someone know something just by thinking it or whatever?
Yup, as long as you have the proper wiring for your body deck.
Body deck? What is that?
That's how we refer to bodies with cybernetical enhancements placed inside them. Get a certain chip inserted among your organs, and presto, your body is now a body deck. It probably goes without saying that the procedure of installing such upgrades can be a bit intrusive.
Yeah, I imagine having a chip placed on your heart or something is weird.
But let me tell you, they make a lot of things so much easier. Although some situations can get very awkward, too.
Like if you accidentally send over bad thoughts to the wrong person?
You catch on quick. It's unfortunate that we never managed to solve the issue of its limited range, though. A real shame, since that was the original vision for its conception.
Oh, what do you mean?
Remember how I told you that the last remnants of humanity all lived on floating platforms? Some of these platforms, or rafts, are really small, built for one person only. Reserved for the bravest of our kind. These rafts float in pure solitude among the most dangerous currents of the world ocean.
That sounds so lonely.
What is this?
This is just sounding like Raft or something like that. One of those ocean survival games. This is like Subnautica mixed with Raft, honestly. Kind of what his world is like. And also terrifying.
Yes, and yes. So you can see how it would have been fantastic if we could communicate at a greater distance from each other at all times. To alleviate that loneliness, among other things.
So there's no way for people on rafts to contact others at all? Why do we no longer have radio?
There is. We have radios.
Okay, never mind.
But due to their limited transmission range and energy reserves, they're only to be used for emergency broadcasting.
Hold on. Wait, this is a bit weird. Honestly, we're super advanced, but we no longer have satellite communication? Like, sat phones still exist. We can use sat phones in modern day and speak to anyone anywheres, basically. With the drowning of the world, did we get rid of our advanced technology and replace it with a different advanced technology that doesn't work better? That works worse? Like, what exactly happened here? I don't know. Anyways. And what kind of emergencies would that be? Like a giant sea monster destroying a massive raft, killing a bunch of people? Would that count?
If a gargantuan, one of the sea monsters, was spotted heading for an outpost, for example.
Yes. There's outpost? Didn't you say everyone lives on rafts?
Well, an outpost is pretty much just a large raft with more people living on it. Our young and old, mainly. People not fit for the dangerous work of a rafter. To summarize, even technology has its limits. Elder Viceroy's third tenet. Thou shalt strive for survival at any cost. For thee are humanity's last burning light. But enough about that. I'm glad I didn't end up blowing my chances after last time we met here.
That's the second time you've mentioned blowing your chances. What do you mean by that exactly?
Bonk, bonk. What do you think I mean?
I honestly don't know. Our chances of being friends? Our chances of being lovers? I honestly don't know. Oblivious trying to get him to say it? Guessing potentially... Either of these is right. Like, this one's definitely correct. I really just do like going for this special Paragon route with specific ones, though, so I honestly don't know.
Really? Am I that hard to read? What I was referring to is, of course, the possibility to learn from each other.
Yeah, that tracks, actually.
The world you come from, as well as you yourself, are so...
fascinating?
primitive.
Rude.
But fascinating in its primitiveness, of course.
It's a weird word. I don't think I've ever seen that word before. Mm-hmm.
I'm being unclear again. Let me give you an easy-to-understand analogy.
Radion Core Rubidium processing unit things. Yeah, there it is.
Imagine you notice that an anomalous power spike in the ionic Remm fragmenter, and you'd have to descale the chronoton landing barriers.
Let me stop you right there, Apechs. Because you're not making anything easier to understand.
Really? I suppose the difference between what we consider logical is greater than I had originally thought.
No kidding. So let me get this straight. You didn't want to blow your chances to ask a primitive person about life in the past?
Precisely.
Hmm.
So to that end, can we... Can we meet again? I simply must pick that brain of yours further.
I'm not sure I like the way you put that, but... alright. I find your stories of the future interesting as well. I guess we could both learn from each other, like you said. But please stop referring to me as primitive.
Wonderific. Then it's a deal of the most outstanding quality. One with the Apechs guarantee attached to it.
Okay, I do love Apechs. It seems like I'm going to be spending some more time with this strange man. I have a feeling I'll learn a lot of unexpected things. Quest log updated. New message incoming, yay!
Question. In your time, AI was still in its infancy, correct?
Correct. I guess so.
Then I must ask this. Were there humans who wrote text prompts to create AI artwork?
Yeah, I remember that stuff blowing up just before I died.
Interesting. And did these humans then claim to generate data art to do their own doing? Blah. And did these humans then claim the generated art to be their own doing, calling themselves artists?
Some did, yeah.
I see.
Oh, why do you ask?
I'm trying to pinpoint a certain time in history, using the following line of thought. When did humans start to lose their appreciation of the work that goes into creating art? Let me explain. In the future, there are no artists, only inventors of more and more useful machines. Survival is on everybody's minds, and you are valued based on how you contribute to that fact. Luckily, I find innovation in design and to also have a lot of artistry to it. And while I personally love a good song or some beautiful artwork, those things do not directly impact survival, so they're not worth much anymore.
That sounds very sad. They don't contribute to survival, but they still contribute to living. Like, there's a difference, and one of those is honestly more important than the other, and it's not the one you're focusing on.
I agree. Technology is fantastic, but a machine can never replicate the imperfect perfections of human art.
Based. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Mile, thumbs up.
Sorry, maybe I'm coming across a bit harsh. I guess you could say that I have strong feelings about this topic, robot.
Clearly.
Over and out.
I feel like there's something very dystopian about discussing AI in the afterlife. Maybe it's just me. Bonus knowledge for Apechs unlocked in the pamphlet. Ooh, yay! That looks like a bathroom sign. For a second, I thought this was like a bathroom door or something. Anyways. How do we get to the pamphlet again? It's this one. Completely blanking for a second. Apechs, you have new things in here. Here we go, bonus knowledge. Here we go. Hidden info number 1. Gundwark, Apechs' middle name, was also the name of his father. Male children always inherit their biological father's name as middle name, and vice versa for female children, in the time Apechs is from. Interesting. Anyways, where are we at? Okay, next time it's Apechs in the evening. Okay, that seems like it's just always going to be when we have to go find Apechs. It's also the same time for Bless, so... do we at this point start one of the side stories as well? I mean, sure, why not? We'll go speak to Roderick. I think? Do I want to speak to Roderick, or do I want to do Desdemonia's? Because I'm at the right time to do either. Roderick, I guess? Why not? Well, we have Apechs started. Let's start up Roderick's as well. A man must hunt. Okay. No idea where it's going based off that, but I had some of my immediate thoughts weren't amazing. Anyways.
Hey, newcomer. What brings you back here?
I'm not sure exactly. I was hoping you to tell me. Yeah, we got a message from Indalesio asking us to help you out.
That's a peculiar response. I don't want to be rude, but I'm actually a bit busy. So...
you don't look very busy.
Well, my business is of the thinking variety.
As in thinking about Sheol?
Hey! Give me some slack, newcomer. It's not like everything in my world revolves around her, you know.
Alright, sorry.
Wait, did someone tell you to seek me out? Is that why you're here?
Actually, yeah.
It was that dang butler, wasn't it?
I don't think he's technically a butler, but...
you know what I mean. Indalesio, always sticking his nose where it doesn't belong.
Maybe he's worried about you. He did tell me that you need help with something.
Worried? In need of help? That's... A load of garbage!
Ah?
I'll have you know that the indomitable What? I'll have you know that the indomitable Don Tom Roderick, cryptid hunter extraordinaire, is of no need of help.
He's a cryptid hunter, really? Okay, I'm feeling better about the man needs to hunt a title now. It's not going one of the bad places I thought of. Yeah.
Not now, not ever.
Huh? Don who?
Don Tom. You mean you haven't heard of me? I was quite the celebrity back in the day. There were books about me. A movie, even.
Now that I think about it, it does ring a bell. Didn't you hunt imaginary creatures or something?
Cryptids or not, I will not get into this with you. Clearly, you have no respect for the hunt.
Oh, I remember now. My father had some of your books in his collection. I even think he was a fan. Of sorts?
He sounds like an esteemed gentleman of refined taste.
I wouldn't go that far.
Huh. Perhaps there's hope for you yet, then.
What do you mean?
Since coming to Purgatory, I have entered in something of a slump.
How so? What cryptid are you gonna hunt here? Like, you gonna have the guide make a monster for you to chase down or something?
Just look around you. There are no beasts to hunt. Only lost souls and blackness as far as the eyes can see. That being the case, I've decided to instead focus my efforts on conquering something that I never managed to best while alive.
The
fairer sex.
Mm-hmm. Ew.
What?
Conquering woman? That's an icky thing to say at best.
Perhaps the analogy is a bit dated. What I'm really referring to is my deathly fear of, even talking to females. Sheol in particular.
Maybe begin by viewing women as, people. That might help.
I've never been much of a people person to begin with, sadly. Perhaps that's why I found myself drawn to the kingdom of elusive animals at an early age. Wild beasts, while dangerous, have a predictability to them. I find that comforting.
I guess I can see your points. Humans can be very tough to raid. I'll give him that. It sounds to me like you need to work on your confidence.
You think so?
Yeah. Like all things, you need to try to improve.
That does make sense.
Right?
Oh, I see what you're doing here, newcomer.
Huh? What do you mean?
I read you loud and clear. What you're saying is that you and me should go hunt for a cryptid in Purgatory while bringing Sheol with us.
Not at all what we just said.
That way she'll be able to see me in my confident state as a hunter, no doubt allowing me to work up the courage to talk to her.
Wait, I
have to hand it to you, newcomer. You're a lot smarter than I originally gave you credit for.
But no, I didn't. That isn't remotely what I was saying. This in fact did kind of go in one of the directions that I had immediately thought of, as in hunt for a woman, which was kind of icky, like Isobel said. And then it turned away from that very quickly, and then it's turning back, and now it's turning away again. This is gonna be a weird storyline, I can already tell. And besides, even if I had suggested a crazy idea like that, which I did never do, didn't you say that there's nothing to hunt here?
Don't you worry about that. You just make sure Sheol wants to come along on our excursion, and I'll find us some leads. It's what I do, after all. I find that which is unfindable. I reveal that which is unrevealable. Because you see, they call me Don Tom, not Don't Tom.
That was surreal. I had no idea what the last word was going to be, but that one fits. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. This game is so weird and I love it. But oh my goodness, this is really, really weird.
Thank you, thank you.
That was not a compliment.
Return to me once you've talked to Sheol, and then we'll set our glorious plan in motion.
Please don't call it our plan.
However, before you leave, add me to your Purgaphone contact list. You never know when it might come in handy to have the world's premier cryptid hunter at the ready, am I right?
Okay, right. Hi. Oh, new message, here we go. What's the thumbnail? Okay, it's just him. Cryptid Hunter D. That's all we got.
Newcomer! This is Don Tom Roderick asking for an update.
No updates yet. To be honest, I have no idea how to get Sheol to agree to this.
Perhaps you could appeal to her love of infernal creatures. After all, it can be said that cryptids are a type of demon.
Honestly, yeah, that one kind of tracks.
In theory, I mean.
That's actually not a bad idea. Since you came up with it, maybe you should talk to her instead?
This contact is currently unavailable.
Hello?
This contact is currently unavailable.
What? WTF?
This contact is currently unavailable.
I guess the world's premier cryptid hunter needs some help after all, huh? I want to look at this. A man must hunt. Talk to Sheol in Dead Man's Park. Evening to continue. Okay, so we've started up the Apechs route, and we've started up the Roderick's route. These will continue on next time because we are out of time for this one, but we're finally in the new stuff and it's going to be just about as weird as we can expect from this game. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. Oh, the project route is going to be so weird. I can already tell. But anyways, I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and I hope to see you next time. So, without further ado, take care, everybody.